Hey, welcome everyone to another Small Business Saturday shout out. I am your host, Alicia Curry, and today I have an amazing guest. But before we bring him on, I do want to invite you all to share the stream out, share it out, let others know that we're live here on Saturday. And also, if you are tuning in on YouTube, go ahead and hit that subscribe so that you don't miss when we go live or when we post a video. Also, if you are on Facebook, I do want to invite you to come on over to our Small Business Saturday shout out community. So go on ahead and join our group. This is the link. It's facebook.com/groups/SBSSO. I made it easier. You know, you used to have to type out Small Business Saturday shout out just to find it. Now you just have to type out SBSSO. Try to make it a little bit easier for you. I know it's a lot easier for me to have to say it. So go ahead and join our community over at Small Business Saturday shout out. And you can also go over to YouTube and subscribe. I mean, why not? Go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/C/Alicia Curry. So I am really excited. You know, we do these shout outs on Saturdays live with guests, but there are other opportunities for you to shout out your business during the show live. One of those opportunities, of course, is like a 30-second spot where I'll just invite you to come on and say who you are, what your business is, give you 30 seconds to come live and shout out your business. But there's also an opportunity to shout out your business by writing in the comments. Just type your name, your business name, what you do, and how people can reach you. And during any time, whether before I bring up the guest, between guests, or after the guest, I will shout you out. I'll shout out your business, put it up on screen, and introduce you to everyone who is live, but also on the replay. So as the replay goes on, people will see your name, your business name, what you do, and how they can contact you. So one other housekeeping thing I want to share with you, and that is if you are watching in the group, in the Small Business Saturday shout out group, welcome. If you're making a comment, end the comment with your name. Because of privacy reasons, Facebook doesn't usually allow us to see your face or your name or your profile picture. So I want to make sure I acknowledge you properly. So when you do, just make sure you put your name in the at the end of your comment. So that would help out a ton. Now, I am super excited, you know, to bring this guest on because burnout is a real thing. And so I don't want to talk too much. I want to make sure I bring Joe on. So let me first introduce the segment. Hey, welcome back. And today on Small Business Saturday shout out with your host, me, Alicia Curry, I am interviewing Joe Perrone. So let me tell you a little bit about Joe because we're going to have a really amazing and interesting discussion all around burnout. Joe uses his own personal story of burnout to help and inspire others. He keeps it real with simple strategies and tools that can be acted on today. He lives what he teaches by living his ideal business life before, during, and after the pandemic. Joe Perrone is a business owner at New England Collision. He has spent 25 years in the automotive industry. He can still be found greeting customers a few days a week. And when he isn't helping his customers relax after a breakdown or accident, he's helping business owners and professionals find freedom from stress, overwhelm, and the dreaded burnout. And that needs to happen before they end up breaking down. So welcome to the show, Joe Perrone.
Hey, Alicia, how are you? So excited to be here.
I am excited to talk about this because I was reading some statistics, and 87% of people who were surveyed, and I believe it was over 5,000 people that were surveyed in this Deloitte article, 87% of them who had full-time jobs said they experienced burnout or are currently experiencing burnout. That is more than two-thirds of that working population. That's astonishing.
Yes, this is the pandemic within the pandemic, and it costs people their businesses every year. It costs their health, their marriages, their families. So it's more than just money and productivity. It's relationships as well that we're facing with burnout.
Yeah. So I want you to share your story, because this is what led you to starting pretty much the movement that you have going on right now and a new business for yourself.
So I, like you said, in the automotive business for 25 years, 23 in the current business that I'm in now, 10 as an employee in the last 12 or 13 years as the owner. And as about 6 years ago, as I was just gotten married, I just bought our first house. Me and my business partner had just completed the purchase of our building, and it's about 4 years into business. I looked at myself and I said, "Is this all there is?" And I was chasing the house, the stuff, the business, all the glory that went along with that. But I missed out on the higher purpose, which was the people that I served and the relationships that I was building. And it was all about the stuff, the material, the nice cars, the watches, the money, all that stuff. And it led me to burnout. One day I was rushed to the emergency room after, almost collapsing at my shop. And it spent some hard time looking at how I got there and why this physical response this is the life that I built. This is what I loved. I had it all. Why was this physical response happening?
Yeah. So what did you kind of learn from that experience? Because I'm sure it was really scary being in the hospital, not really understanding what is going on with my body right now.
Well, when you burn out, when you're going through burnout, it's a really difficult thing to explain to somebody that is just stressed out or overwhelmed. But we all share similar symptoms. There's that. They're more and more and more. You want to chase more. There's always looking for more, and you're never satisfied. It's never enough for you. It's never enough. No matter how hard you work, no matter what nice things you get, no matter how many trips you go on, no matter what happens, it's never enough. And what I had to do, Alicia, was dig deep. And this is really why I got into the space that I'm in now with helping other business owners, because I didn't have anyone to reach out to. The people that I was chasing, they weren't going to tell me. They're going to say, "Hey, just work harder, hustle, grind, do all this stuff." They weren't going to say, "Hey, pull
slow down."
Yeah, slow down. And that's what I really had to do, was slow down. And that's part of the tips that I give to business owners and professionals about slowing down so they can work on these 3 tips.
So we're going to talk about these tips, because this is something that you learned over time. Was this something that was like an aha moment for you coming out of the hospital? How did you come about those tips and then starting like a business in order to help people?
So, Alicia, I'll tell you an embarrassing small little fact about me is that after I graduated high school and went into, the business that I'm currently in, I had not one book that I was reading in my home. Not one book. Okay. It's kind of embarrassing now to talk about it.
Well, you're not alone. There are a lot of people, once they leave school, it's like, I'm done. Don't ever have to read again.
And I found a mentor, it was not easy, but I did find a mentor, and they suggested a slew of books that I should read immediately. And we think we know it all, right? We think we have it all figured out. I own a business, we're Superman and Superwoman, right?
Right.
And once I started educating myself and going down that path of self-education, self-development, I learned
it's big, right? It opens the mind up of all the limiting beliefs that we've had, and it's like, what?
Yes. Yeah. I learned so much. And as I learned things, what was nice was I was able to share that with my friends, my colleagues. I was able to join a networking group and start opening my eyes, because I worked in my business. That's another thing where a lot of business owners burn out, is they work a lot in their business, but they never work on their business. And I really developed a knack for working on my business and time outside of my business, which I pride myself on now.
Nice. All right. So let's jump into these 3 tips that you have that you want to share with everyone. Go for it.
Okay. So first of all, I am passionate about seeing business owners win. There's nothing more satisfying than knowing that you helped a business owner especially a small business owner. They support the community. They support their families. They support all their local stuff. So small business owners I have a passion for. Here are my 3 tips for beating burnout. So number 1 is getting clear. So we have to ask ourselves, what do we value? Do we value people? Do we value their well-being? Do we value the time with our family and friends? Do we value creating those memorable moments with them? Okay.
Yeah.
And why does it matter? So would you rather have a business that stresses you out daily and constantly pushes you over that edge, to have the garage full of luxury cars,
right?
The jewelry box, the Rolex, all the stuff, right? To impress people that we don't even care about, and they talk about us anyways. They're or would we prefer a well-run business that provides us with the peace of mind that we seek, time to live, time to create that treasure trove of memories, living a life just well lived, building some more of those relationships, meeting extraordinary people, and just living that life the way that we really want to live. Okay. And getting clear requires us determining if what we're doing currently is essential or not. Is it essential to our well-being? Okay. And we also have to get clear on what results that we desire provides us with peace of mind that we get from living these values. So joy, peace, freedom, happiness. Those are my desired outcomes. And that's why I love getting clear and helping business owners get clear on what they value. So
that is wonderful. That's wonderful. Yeah.
And, finding the time. So most people have that mantra, I don't have the time, I'm too busy. I can't jump on a small business Saturday shout out with Alicia, I'm too busy. But that's a story that we tell ourselves. Okay. We'll spend 3 hours on Facebook doing the doom scrolling, or we'll spend, half a day binging out on a Netflix series, but we won't network for an hour. We won't jump on LinkedIn and share and like some posts and give some love. Right. So I have my clients do a 24-hour a day, 7-day a week time audit. It's a little scary. I'll be honest with you, Alicia. When I
Yeah,
first did it, and when I consistently do it, but
it's like diets. It's like when your coach says, when you get a coach and you're trying to lose weight, and they said, "Give me your food journal." It's like,
no, I don't want to talk about that.
I don't want to talk about it.
That bag of Lay's potato chips, I ate, right?
When you got to write it all down.
And so that's what we want to do. We want to list what how much time do we spend sleeping? Most people, they only get 5-6 hours of sleep a night, especially business owners. You need 8 to 9 hours of sleep to be for your body to recharge and not break down on you, right?
Absolutely.
So, and be honest with yourself. We're only cheating ourselves if we're not honest. So be specific about what you did in those hours. And that is in my blueprint as well. We have a time tracker that you could just manually write it in. You could type it in like an Excel sheet. It's really easy. This is stuff you could do right away after the shout out,
Yeah.
And after you're done, right? After you're done for the week, I take a green highlighter and I take a red highlighter. So anything that falls into these categories, you're going to mark in green. So it mattered. It lined up with my values. It was essential, and it got me closer to that desired result that I had just defined.
So you go back to number 1. So it goes
back to number 1.
Okay.
And anything that mattered, lined up with your values, it was essential to you, or it got you closer to that desired result of joy, peace, happiness, freedom, and away from burnout and stress and overwhelm, you're going to put in green. Then anything, this is the scary part, anything that did not, we're going to put that in red. Okay. And if it stressed you out, if it overwhelmed you, if you felt fatigued from doing it, fatigue is a really good sign that you're not in the space that you're supposed to be in. Yeah. That's a really good marker. And then you're going to ask these questions about those things in red. Can I eliminate it? Can I delegate it? Can I ask for help with it? Or can I change the attitude that I have around doing it?
Yeah, that's a huge one. Your attitude.
May I tell you a quick story about that?
Yeah, really quickly, because Chris was saying 8 to 9 hours a night. Who has that much time for sleep? You got to make the time to get the sleep in. Go ahead, Joe. Give us your.
I'll give you a quick story. So I even changed going to my shop. I even changed how I talked about going to my shop. So when my son in the morning says, "Dad, where are you going?" I don't say I'm going to work. I define that I am in my business to help people. So I changed my wording around that to say, I'm going to help people today. So it never feels like work. I'm there and I'm at my place of business, but I'm not working. I am helping people. And that gets me clearer to why I'm doing what I'm doing and does not stress or overwhelm me when I look at it through that way. So quick story about that.
That is very big, and I'm sure that's going to help someone. And then number 3, what is the number 3 tip?
Number 3, okay, we have to take action, right? We have to take action. So how do we take action after that? We need to start every day with gratitude, okay? Every day we need to wake up. We need to be grateful for another day, another 24 hours, the air we're breathing, the blue sky. If it's raining out, it's replenishing the earth, okay? Just these small little things that are little gifts and signs from the universe and God every day that we're back. We made it another day, okay? And as you start seeing these things and looking for them every day, you got to start writing them down. I keep a gratitude journal. And if it could be one word, it could be a sentence. But if something amazing happened, recently I was in a McDonald's and somebody bought the whole store excuse me, the whole line of cars their breakfast.
Very nice.
I
Yep.
wrote that in my journal. That's really cool.
That's
You
cool.
know,
That is
I made
cool.
a chain reaction because I talked to the lady the next day. She said, "Remember yesterday when somebody bought?" Well, people have been putting money in, and she goes, "It's kind of it's hard to figure
Paying
out."
it forward. You got to
Right.
pay it forward. Right.
Simple stuff, Alicia. This is all simple, actionable stuff.
Yeah.
And journaling, because the more we see it, the more it's going to come back. Right.
Yep.
Challenge your, if you found two things tomorrow, find 3 things on Monday. Okay. So challenge yourself every day to find more things to be grateful for than the day before. Next one is give what you have. Some people think giving is just money and resources, right? You're giving me an opportunity right now to speak to your audience, Alicia.
Yeah.
So this is, think outside the box to give. So it's not just money and resources. It's time, compliments. Give people priority.
Oh my gosh. You can give people a smile and that changes their whole day.
Yes. Give priority status. So if somebody, you're on the phone with someone and another call comes in, tell that person you're going to call them back later. Don't switch the phone off, or don't even say I have a call coming in. Somebody might be ready to bare their soul to you, and now they're in competition with another phone call. So give people priority status. Listen. If people ask you for feedback, give them feedback. Networking collateral, things to help them help you. Right? Yes. Good thoughts, positive attitude. Give our mentors, give the people that help us, give them honor, shout them out. Right? You do this Small Business Saturday shout out. So
we're shouting you out.
Right. So now I have to shout you out. This is, it's about honoring each other and the commitments that we all make. Appreciation, and give each other hope. It's about being human beings on this planet, and we have to give that to each other to get that back.
Awesome. I love it. And then from that, you grow. So the work that you do is, it's not similar, but we're tackling the same sort of issue from the work that I do, because I'm all about alignment in your job, in your work, the work that you do, being Kolbe certified and predictive index certified. It's all about bringing that person in alignment with actually the work that needs to be done, and making sure that they are not doing things that create that stress, create those opportunities for them to be overwhelmed during the course of the day, so that they're happier and healthier. And I was telling you in the green room before we got on that they did this brainwave study. Kolbe did, and I'm Kolbe certified, but Kolbe did this brainwave study where they, after knowing how this person takes action, so we have these assessments that we do that helps you understand your strengths. After, ascertaining how this person takes action naturally, what their natural instincts are, they gave them work to do within that. And they looked at the brainwaves, and then they gave them work to do outside of those natural instincts. And the brainwaves in the work that they were doing outside of their natural instincts were helter-skelter. They were all over the place. And what happens is, if you do that for too long a period of time, it ends up, again, mental burnout, but then it goes into physical burnout. And then once you get into that physical burnout, you go into disease. And so it is a health imperative for us to take a look at this seriously as a mental, physical, it's just a health issue, to make sure people are aligned and de-stressed in their workday. And I love that you said, you're not going to work anymore, you're going to help people. And that's really great, because you reframe that whole thing. And so now your son is growing up, my daddy helps people, and that's what I want to do when I grow up.
Yeah, it's not a grind. You're not going to grind it out and work, however many hours a week that you work. You're helping people. And what's better than helping people?
Exactly. Changing the language around it. Well, listen, I so enjoyed having you on, and I want to give everyone an opportunity to connect with you. So If you want to take his free blueprint, you can go to joeperrone.biz and you'll get your copy, a free download of his blueprint for beating burnout. So go to joeperrone.biz. And also, if you want to get a hold of him and you want to send him an email, even just to say, hey, you did a great job in that interview, you can go to joe@joeperrone.biz. So connect with Joe if you or anyone you know is experiencing any kind of burnout. And before we go, I want to ask you, because we did also talk about this, that some people don't recognize the signs of burnout. You want to talk a little bit, just really briefly, about what they should be looking out for when it comes to burnout?
That fatigue, Alicia, when you feel that fatigue when you're doing something where you can't get out of bed in the morning, you just feel like it's just a struggle. That's something you really should be looking at on why you're doing it and getting clear with why you're doing it. I had an issue with relationships. People were distancing themselves from me. So if people seem like they're being distant from you, it's not them. It's probably you.
Ooh.
It was me. And it was me. So I can speak from experience.
Yeah. So fatigue, that sense of overwhelm.
Yes.
If your relationships are suffering, and what should they do if they recognize some of these signs?
I would say really need to see what you're doing that's unessential to your value system. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Guard your yeses. Okay. No,
And no's have to be no's.
No is okay. Watch out for the FOMO.
Yeah.
FOMO can really,
it can drive you nuts. Yeah.
Watch what we're saying yes to, and staying on what's essential to your value system. And before you do anything, you really have to stop and say, is this what I truly value?
Mm-hmm. Well, I thank you so much, Joe, for coming and sharing these tidbits of wisdom for us. And like you said, it's simple and it's doable and it's actionable today. So I really thank you. And someone says they really needed to hear this today. Thanks, Alicia and Joe. Oh, you're very welcome. Very, very welcome.
Thank you.
So with that, I'm going to say thank you so much, Joe, for being a part of Small Business Saturday Shout Out today. And again, to get in touch with Joe, go to joe@joeperrone.biz. And to get your free blueprint, go on over to his website, www.joeperrone.biz. Thank you, Joe. We'll see you. Hopefully you'll come back next time.
Will do. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. Well, that was awesome. Thank you so much, Joe, for being on Small Business Saturday Shout Out. We had another user say, thank you, Joe. And again, go to joeperrone.biz and download your free copy of his blueprint. So this is Alicia Curry, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's let me tell you what it is, just so I have it going across the screen. youtube.com/C/Alicia Curry, and join our Small Business Saturday Shout Out. And I will challenge you today to not only join Small Business Saturday Shout Out, but if you're a member of the group, invite 2 people this week to be a part of our community. Go ahead, like Joe said, give. So give someone an opportunity who has a small business to join Small Business Saturday Shout Out, join our community. And remember, we are doing master classes in the community. So if you've missed any of the master classes that we had before, we did one on setting up your business correctly. We also did a master class on finding and hiring support staff that's overseas that can run your business for you. We also did a masterclass this past week, which was phenomenal, on government contracts. If you're looking to get government contracts, Before the RFP was the name of that one, to help you understand what you need to do as a business owner before you submit an RFP to get a government contract. So we have those up in the group still. And then next month, I plan to do 2 more masterclasses. I have one already booked, and that is on not social media, but how do you really market your business on social media? How to really market your business using this social media platforms that we have access to. So we're going to do that. And Chris Chanchuli, he said the same thing before he burned out. Yes, 7 to 9, and now it's a must. You must go to sleep. I get at least 7 hours every night. So we're going to do 2 more masterclasses in the month of March. And I am inviting you, if you are an expert in any field that you think is going to be of value to the community as a small business, and you have an expertise, if you're a coach or you have some kind of expertise that you want to share with the small businesses in this community. We are just over 300 members strong, and I would love for it to keep growing and for us to keep supporting each other through this time and beyond. So reach out to me if you want to do a masterclass, number one, and also reach out to me if you want a shout out. Listen, next month is Women's History Month. If you're a woman in business and you want a shout out, make sure you book a time so we can have a shout out for you as a woman in business here on Small Business Saturday Shout Out. So I want to invite you to invite other people to the group, invite you to join our masterclasses, invite you that if you have a specialty and you want to do a masterclass, reach out to me so we can do that. And if you want to shout out yourself, make sure to reach out to me so I can send you the calendar link so you can book yourself a Small Business Saturday shout out. Now, with all that being said, thank you so much for joining us today. And I look forward to next week when we're going to have another guest. Our guest, Leigh, who was supposed to be on today, had a conflict. And so she will rebook for another time. But I was looking forward to interviewing her too. But she will be back on to talk about diversity, equity, and inclusion. So this is Alicia here for Small Business Saturday Shout Out, saying have the best week. And I will see you next week for another Shout Out Saturday. Bye, everybody. Mwah.